Augments are essential this year and make the difference between completing the questline and getting those high round runs instead of getting downed early and often. We'll break down every perk and the best combination of major and minor augments. If you're grinding for camos or trying to beat your previous round record, I'll have tips for both. There's also some incredibly powerful cross-augment synergies that we'll go through to make you the most effective zombies player in your party. Most content creators skip over the perk order and which to buy first. Don't worry, I've got you covered, so make sure to stay until the end. Vulture Aid is new for Citadelle and allows zombies to drop essence vials and ammo. For the major augment, I'd go with Fetid Upgrade, which has a chance for zombies on death to create a gas cloud that charges your field upgrade. I personally love having my field upgrade in my back pocket in case I get cornered or need help reviving a teammate. For the minor, I think carry-on luggage would be best, as critical kills have a chance to drop extra salvage. I don't find myself using equipment, so replenishing my nades isn't that enticing, but it could have some value if you're utilizing the combat axe to benefit from other synergies with perks like Stamin-Up and Speed Cola. I haven't maxed the research tree out yet, but at first glance, it feels like a mid-tier perk at best. I can't see it being a first buy perk right now, but there's always a possibility of it getting a buff after it's released. Stamin-Up increases movement speed, allowing players to more effectively evade hordes and reposition. Stalker allows you to walk faster while aiming, which helps so much with camo grinding as you can back up while still getting critical kills. If you're more focused on survivability, especially for higher rounds, then I'd go with Dasher, which increases your overall attack sprint duration. It's so rare that you'd get down from fall damage, so there's zero reason to run Free Faller. If you're already using PhD Flopper, you can dive from any height and take zero fall damage while also creating an explosion, making this a far better option if you want fall damage mitigation. My go-to minor augment is Hotfoot, which gives you a speed boost after your equipment kills an enemy. I don't find myself getting hit by projectiles often enough to need damage mitigation for this by using Hard Target. Quarterback is okay, but I'm not typically sprinting and throwing my equipment. I'd rather have Hotfoot, which has great synergy with Fast Pitcher when using combat axes, since you'll throw them faster and they are always a one-shot kill against regular zombies, so you can infinitely refill them by picking them back up. If you get backed up into a tight spot, you can use your axe to get a quick speed boost to reposition. Quick Revive reduces the health regen delay time by 50% and also reduces the time it takes to revive an ally by 50%. The Dying Wish major augment essentially provides an extra self-revive. On damage that would otherwise kill you, you become immune to all damage for 2 seconds and keep 1 health in exchange for losing your quick revive. EMT is okay, but only if you tend to get to the revive late. Equivalent exchange is interesting, but has zero benefit compared to Dying Wish, especially as you get later in rounds since zombies have way more health. The Karmic Return minor augment heals you to full health after reviving an ally. Personally, I know people like to run Swift Recovery for the movement speed to allow both of you to get out of a tight situation quickly after reviving, but if you're already low health when you finish the revive, there's a chance you'll get knocked anyways. Either is going to be super helpful, but I personally prefer Karmic Return. Jugger-Nog increases maximum health by 100, which is always going to be a great option, especially when you find yourself running out of plates. Reactive Armor stuns nearby normal enemies when an armor plate breaks, which is great when you get surrounded and would otherwise get down. Turtle Shell is only useful when getting hit from behind, like when you're reviving teammates, but with no mitigation from the front, it's mostly useless. Probiotic helps grant some extra health, which you could run until you've researched enough to get reactive armor. For minor augments, I prefer Hardened Plates, which gives more damage mitigation to your armor plates. This is a no-brainer since the reason you plate up is to reduce damage taken from getting hit. This is one of the best passive benefits in the game in my opinion. The entire purpose of plates are to keep you from getting low health, so Retaliation has limited use compared to the other two options. Melee Machiato replaces the weapon gun butt with a deadly punch that sends enemies flying. I'd really only pick this perk up if you're trying to level up your melee because it's probably the weakest perk in the game. Espresso makes all melee attacks slightly faster, allowing you to increase your overall kills per minute. The Strength Training minor augment makes your punches one-hit kill normal enemies for more rounds. Hidden Impact is a waste since you're probably only getting Melee Machiato early if you're playing primarily melee, so reloading your gun isn't helpful. I would suggest picking up Melee Machiato if you're going for those knife camos, bat camos, or the new power drill or cleaver. Speed Cola increases reload and armor replating speed bonuses by 30%. The classic formula major augment makes your reload speed even faster. This is arguably a top 3 augment since you're constantly reloading and makes you far more effective at all times. The Fast Pitcher minor augment helps you to deploy equipment faster. I don't find my weapon swap speed being noticeably slow, so being able to throw equipment quicker is a much bigger benefit. Also, you can pair this with Hotfoot from Stamin-Up to increase movement speed. PhD Flopper grants immunity to all self-inflicted damage and status effects. Diving to prone triggers an explosion which increases the higher you fall with immunity from fall damage while diving prone. I always try to pair PhD Flopper with something like the ray gun or a rocket launcher because I don't want to damage myself when shooting up close. PhD Slider triggers an explosion anytime you slide into enemies. I find myself constantly sliding into zombies, and maybe that's just because I'm a sweat, but being able to kill zombies with explosions each time helps clear hordes rather effectively. The Tribologist Minor Augment helps slide distance and speed increase. This pairs so well with PhD Slider since I'm already sliding so much. Farther distance and greater speed helps survivability since you'll be able to move around the map easily while also sending out a deadly explosion. Deadshot Daiquiri enables aiming down sight to snap to an enemy's critical location while also increasing critical damage to enemies. This is a must-get perk early if you're camo grinding, as it makes getting those critical kills so much easier. Dead First is so powerful in early to mid round since most of the shots you're firing will be at zombies with full health, potentially turning your gun into a one-shot machine. Although, as you get into much higher rounds, Deadhead becomes more effective as each bullet is more powerful and you can't just tear through hordes with a handful of bullets per zombie. The Dead Break Minor Augment increases damage to armor pieces. I don't find myself shooting and diving / sliding all that much, making Dead Set kind of useless. Dead Draw is helpful, but you're better off reducing hipfire spread through the attachments in the gunsmith. Armored zombies become more prevalent each round, making an increased damage to armor pieces much more effective at all times. Elemental Pop makes every bullet you fire have a small chance to apply a random ammo mod effect. Electric Cherry makes reloading create an electric discharge that damages and stuns nearby normal enemies. The more empty the magazine, the stronger the damage. I'm not gonna lie, I just found out about this when I was doing this video, so I don't even have it researched. But this is the most important one that I don't have, and I cannot wait to get it. Similar to Classic Formula under Speed Cola, Electric Cherry is a great passive benefit since you activate it every time you reload. Electric Cherry with Classic Formula is a perfect combo since you'll get the shockwave even quicker. Citrus Focus is great for camo grinding as you don't want random ammo mods to activate, stealing your headshots. Vulnera Bean under the Minor Augment tree slightly increases enemy elemental weakness. Any increase to elemental weakness makes elemental effects more powerful, so I'd pick this one over the other two. As for perk orders, I'd break it into 3 different groups: high rounds and questline, solo / camo grinding, and then a melee focus build. When you're going for high rounds or progressing through the questline, I'd always recommend getting Jug early since you'll increase your survivability and you get great passive benefits for both your plates and health with Jug, especially if you're using my suggested augment combo. On Liberty Falls, you can get Deadshot Daiquiri for free, which makes this great to get early. On Terminus, you can get it as you work your way down to the lab. And for Citadelle, go left out of spawn and you can get it as your first perk. Speed Cola is honestly one of my favorites since you're always reloading and plating. I find myself feeling so slow without it. Assuming you're not soloing, I'd get Quick Revive so that you get the regen bonus alongside the free self-revive from Dying Wish and the ability to quickly revive teammates. PhD Flopper will also help as the amount of zombies in the round start to get a bit overwhelming, allowing you to clear some with your slides. Otherwise, I'd look to get Elemental Pop so you can have Electric Cherry. Stamin-Up is a perfectly fine late option and only get Melee Machiato if you feel like you want to get all the perks. If you're soloing or just grinding for camos, I recommend starting with Deadshot Daiquiri, then getting Speed Cola and Jug. After that, I'd prioritize packing your gun more than anything. Since the rounds won't increase in directed mode, it isn't going to get any harder, meaning you don't necessarily need to worry about survivability. If you want other perks, go and get them, but it's really up to you. For a melee focus build, I definitely still get Jug first so you can survive zombie attacks since you'll be up close and personal. The reactive armor augment will help stun zombies if your shield breaks. A pack knife is effective as a one-hit kill for a long time, so feel free to either prioritize packing or melee Machiato to get the stick and move minor augment, which makes backpedal speed quicker after a successful melee attack. Next, I'd go with either Stamin-Up or PhD Flopper for the movement benefits. Otherwise, it's up to you which perks you go with. I just wouldn't waste essence if your knife isn't fully packed. I know we covered a lot, but I hope that gives you a great start on finding the perfect setup for your augments. Let me know if you think I missed anything.